And the continuing controversy over school textbooks in Karnataka. While the Siddaramaiah government had promised to undo certain controversial inclusions and omissions brought in by the earlier BJP government, comments by Congress leader B.K. Hariprasad, MLC, on RSS founder Keshav Baliram Hedgewar turned into a new flashpoint in the state. A chapter on the RSS founder was introduced in the Class 10 state textbook in Kannada during the earlier BJP government, and suggesting that this chapter will be removed, Mr. Hariprasad said the RSS founder, and I quote, was not a freedom fighter. This led to a strong reaction from the BJP, which has demanded an apology from Hariprasad. Meanwhile, the state's education minister, Madhu Bangarappa, said that school books will be revised and won't be recalled. An errata will be issued on the chapters that need to be omitted from the syllabus and changes that are to be made.
ಭಾರತೀಯ ಜನತಾ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಯವರಾಗಲಿ ಸಂಘ ಪರಿವಾರದವರಾಗಲಿ ಹೆಡ್ಗೆವಾರ್ ಅವರು ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ ಹೋರಾಟಗಾರರಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರಿಗೆ ಕ್ಷಮಾಪಣೆ ಪತ್ರ 6 ಬಾರಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ಅಂತ ಅವರು ಬಹಳ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ.
This kind of hasty decision is not appreciated. Dr. Hedgewar is a founder of national cultural building. Nationalism, national cultural. The national culturalism was promoted, protected, promoted and narrated by Hedgewar, Dr. Hedgewar. He was a medical practitioner, medical doctor with a good background, good concern for our nation. So such a towering personality, we should not ignore, disrespect him. We should have the courtesy to respect him.
Regarding the revision of textbook, since already academic year has started and before I took charge, already textbooks have been already in the hands of children. One thing, there are ways to do it also where supplementary can be given. One thing I want to make it clear to all the children and even parents also, through all your medias also, and for you also, that this process has been done in the interest of children's future. That is number one. Number two, and we have already committed and in our manifesto, and I'm vice chairman for manifesto committee also, that this particular change will be done. Okay, so we are going to follow that because we had found these differences when already last year only, and we had fought against that. You all know that. So now what we have done is there is purely a technical team which can handle this. I can't get into the details and all, and how the modality and what is going to be removed and what are the things we are going to leave. One thing is, in the interest of children, a minimum of changes we are going to do for this year, because already textbooks are, because there are words, there are sentences, there are phrases or paras and even chapters also. In that, without hurting their for their studies, we have taken a decision, and this will be done very soon, as early as possible, and I want to present it in the cabinet and get approval from the cabinet also, and which will be done most probably, I'll try next cabinet or the next one, but we want to do it as early as possible because schools have started.
It is absolutely wrong. ये उनका एक तरह से नियत है, उनका DNA है कि they want to write off whatever out of history whoever is not part of their dynasty. ये तो उनका एक तरह से एक repeated behavior है ना इनका. हेगडेवार जी के बारे में एक तो इरेज करना या गलत मिसइंफॉर्मेशन क्रिएट करना, एक तरह से इट इज डूइंग अ ह्यूज डिसर्विस. इट इज अ क्राइम अगेंस्ट द पीपल ऑफ इंडिया, द क्राइम अगेंस्ट द यूथ ऑफ इंडिया.
Okay, so are school textbooks caught in a political slugfest, not just in Karnataka, perhaps around the country as well? And history itself, is it caught in political partisanship? Joining us now, Nagaraju Yadav, MLC and spokesperson of the Congress in Karnataka, and G.S. Prashant, spokesperson for the BJP. This is an intellectual debate and hopefully won't turn into a political slugfest. Mr. Nagaraju Yadav, my first question to you, what is the government's position as far as the RSS founder, chapter on the RSS founder is concerned? Will it be removed or will it stay in the textbooks?
Definitely it will be removed. It's not because of the political reasons. It will be removed only in the interest of the children. The children should be taught a real history where real heroes who is a part of our history and the freedom fight will be taught. And basic idea is that we want to concentrate on Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's legacy, or Savitri Bai Pulai's history, or Narendra Guru's history, or Kuvempu's history. These are the things to be taught for children. Why was BJP in a hurry to bring those changes and introduce the RSS founder is this? because the revision committee had only few 8 to 10 members there in the committee. But that is not enough to set up an expert committee to form the syllabus of the books. Which earlier days we used to have scholars from various sections of people. We had backward class representative scholars there. We had Dalit representative scholars there. We had Lingayat and Brahmin and minority scholars also to be there in the expert committee who used to be the revision committee members. But here one section of the people were the committee members, and Rohit Chakravarti who was there as he himself is the RSS
we will
member.
Get to the committee.
And he cannot bring his personal
ideology,
ideology to be taught with the children and chaperonize the education is not acceptable matter at all.
We have enough time. We'll get to the committee and the other issues. I want to go across to Mr. Prashant and get his initial reactions to what you're saying. This chapter will be removed according to Mr. Nagaraju Yadav. How do you respond?
See, this only indicates the vindictive nature of Congress politics. What they're doing is what they know best. Appeasement, appeasement and appeasement. Because this is being done keeping in mind only their vote bank politics. Because, tell me one thing, where on earth that you would want to forget history and a nationalist organization like RSS, which has been at the forefront of all nationalist movement, and any tragedy that takes natural disasters and tragedy, people from RSS are the ones who are on the road helping the needy. So they are never for any other forces, they are for the people. So in removing a chapter on the founder of RSS, whom we fondly call as Dr. G, Congress is trying to bring out on record that they want only the dynasty politics, and probably they only want their history to be learned only of the Mughal Empire and nothing else. It displays the vote bank politics of Congress.
Let me take this across again to Mr. Nagaraju Yadav. Irrespective of your view of history, irrespective of what is being said, given that the principal opposition party demands that this chapter be there in textbooks, will there be a consideration for that?
Let the principal opposition party
if
make
not,
their views
if
clear.
not, is it not exactly what...
We will be inclusive in nature, but we are not doing any politically vindictive in nature of administration at any cost. We will not do that at any cost. This is very, very clear.
No. What about their viewpoint on this? Given that
their viewpoint was very, very clear. They want to saffronize the education in Karnataka state, which will not be allowed because we believe in inclusive in nature. We were not in the appeasement of politics at all. There is no question of appeasement at all. It is the constitutional matter which we are talking about. All religions are important in Karnataka or in India. You cannot say we are for minorities or you are for others. We are for everybody, and we are telling that. I am also not saying that it will be removed immediately. We will go by the opinion of the experts committee today and we'll take the opinion of the experts and take a decision in such a way that the real history and the heroes of the Indian history and the freedom fighters will be taught to the children. And we will not be teaching people who are apology with the Britishers. And second thing, I'll tell you,
Mr. Veeraraghav, please ask Nagaraju to stop. I will answer. See, Congress was talking about bringing about or taking forward Ambedkar's legacy. All of us know in what history has taught us as to how Congress treated Ambedkar. Nehru wanted Ambedkar to lose, and Nehru ensured that Ambedkar lost the elections also. You look at Ambedkar's autobiography also, it contains specific portions as to how Congress and its then leaders tried to decimate him. So therefore, Congress trying to take forward Ambedkar's legacy is only an eyewash and nothing else.
Mr. Prashant and Mr. Nagaraju, can I tell you something? When we ask some of the academics to join the debate, they say when you have Congress and BJP spokespersons, there cannot be an objective assessment of history, or the facts of history can never be gotten into. Can the Congress and BJP come together on a version of history that is required? Yes or no?
100% yes.
We expect the BJP to work. BJP should work as a principal opposition with an ideology of the constitutional norms to be implemented. It is not the ideology of supplementary education, which is not acceptable at all, Mr.
Veeraraghav, see, this is what Congress is doing. They don't even let the opposition talk in the debates. So what we are saying is, Congress has just taken charge. They have been given a mandate of 135 seats by the people. We do respect the mandate. They should have formed a committee, included experts from all fields, and not experts whom they feel are experts.
Sir, Sir,
have a public consultation.
Sir,
have a public consultation
Sir,
on whether people want to study or not.
No, it is
Mr.
not
Prashant,
public
sorry,
consultation.
wait,
It is
Mr.
a matter of
Nagaraju, one
experts'
second.
opinion in this matter.
One second, Mr. Nagaraju. Mr. Nagaraju, one
is
second.
not considered by the BJP in the past history. They did what they wanted.
1 second, Mr. Nagaraju. Mr. Prashant, there were several writers and others who went and submitted a memorandum to the Chief Minister saying that there were changes. 45 lessons were removed by the BJP government in haste. There were several mistakes which the BJP government itself then reviewed and repaired in those textbooks or remedied in those textbooks, including how Baba Sahib Ambedkar was referred to or how Basavanna was referred to. Those changes had happened. There were several writers who wrote to the Chief Minister, after which the decision to review it came through. These were changes that were brought in by the BJP. This is not just to deal with the RSS founder. There were other chapters in Kannada as well, which several experts have found offensive. Is the BJP not willing to admit that there was an effort, perhaps politically motivated effort, as far as the textbooks were concerned?
See, wherever any mistakes were there, if we have remedied it, it shows that we were willing to change if errors were pointed out. At no point in time we are saying that we were supreme or we are having the supreme attitude like Congress displays. Never. At any point in time, anything which there's a mistake, erroneous mistakes have crept in, anybody should be willing to change, and we have changed it. Look at Congress now. They've just taken charge, and the first thing they're doing is now getting back to the students, wanting to change the textbooks, bring out some corrigendum. Why? They could have constituted expert committees, taken views of people, and then taken it.
So
for everything else, they go to the people. Why not have a public consultation for this?
Let me take this to Mr. Nagaraju Yadav. What was the need for MLCs of the party or others to make hasty statements on this when the matter is before the cabinet? Why should Congress leaders speak out of turn on an issue that could be emotive, whether it is anti-cow slaughter legislation or whether it is textbooks? Will there be a reprimand for those who are speaking out of turn?
No, now the very clear issue is that the Congress MLC, Mr. Hari Prasad, who spoken is nothing wrong with it because it is the way it is spoken, because when this particular syllabus was bought. No, let me complete it. Number of scholars have given letters to the Chief Minister and spoken to the media and said that this has to be removed because the children need not be put into the communal type of an education. We want to give a secular education. This is the demand of the scholars belonging to various sections of the societies. They are the people who have written, have a big legacy behind them, and they have given us a suggestion. That is why Mr. Hari Prasad or Nagaraj Yadav or the Siddaramaiah Chief Minister, we are talking about it, saying that taking people's opinion into consideration, we want to give a secular education and real history to be spot for the children.
Prashant.
Not a political agenda or saffronizer education.
Look at the irony here. Congress is wanting to use the word secular wherever they deem fit. Because it is not about secular education. Nagaraju Yadav, behave yourself. Wait for your turn.
No, people have taught you a lesson. Till now you are not realized. Still you want to be a criminal.
Nagaraju Yadav, wait for your turn. Veeraraghav, look at it this way. Children have to be taught the real history, which means history doesn't start and end with Mughals. What was civilization of India, about the great kings India had, even they should be taught. For Congress, the education is about Mughals, and then is about Mughals, and then followed by
the merits of this. Mr. Prashant, the merits of this has been seriously contested by some historians
who are associated with taking ahead the Indian civilization. Anybody talks about the Indian civilization of the past, Congress finds offense. Look at what happened with Sengol. It is a tradition of the Hindu kings, and Congress made an issue out of it. So this shows the mindset of the Congress.
There are chapters.
No, please do not deviate the subject. And you plan to saffronize this classroom. You try to saffronize the education policy. You try to sacrifice the syllabus, which Congress will not allow. People of Karnataka taught a lesson because of this wrong.
My last question to you, Mr. Nagaraju Yadav. My last question to you, Mr. Nagaraju Yadav. Your government, it wasn't just this issue that led to this enormous victory that the Congress party has. There is welfare schemes, etc. Do you believe that getting into this kind of an ideological confrontation with loose comments made by those who are not part of the cabinet or other Congress leaders dilutes the focus on core issues that the state faces, which are core issues which your party highlighted, which needs to be the greater focus, not a change of syllabus perhaps is the first priority of the government? Would you agree or not?
No, 100% Veeraraghav, the main issues, the people's issues, civic communities and the employment, and we are addressing the main issues. and this ideological battle also will go on, because we want to give the children,
Quick
a
last word
proper
to you, Mr.
education,
Prashant.
Yes.
where they don't become
Yes.
a leaders tomorrow of communal kind. They
Quick
should be
last word.
secular leaders, and the country is going to be, the future is going to be in their hands, and they should be taught properly. And as you said, Veer Raghav, the priority is that unemployment will be addressed, price rise will be addressed, and we want to implement our manifesto promises.
Mr.
What we
Prashant,
have.
Let's not
That is our
deviate.
priority.
Let's not deviate. We are also seeing what Congress has gotten itself into, the mess they've gotten into with the guarantees. Let's not get into that because it's a debate for another day. But to reiterate my point about RSS founder's lesson being removed, he was somebody who had to be expelled from school then for singing Vande Mataram. So therefore, Congress should learn history first. They should know what it stood and what happened with people.
I know.
So therefore, Congress at no point in time wants to have the right version of history, but they want to only have Mughals and Gandhi Parivar as history.
We'll have to leave it there. We'll have to leave it there.
No, that they have it only talking about minorities or Mughal leaders. They have nothing to talk about the civic community.
We'll have to leave there. I think the BJP also tampered with the textbooks. We'll have to leave that discussion there. I hope there will be an objective assessment of history for what it is, given that and make sure that it's not a victim of political partisanship there in textbooks, whether it is in Karnataka or elsewhere. Thank you too for joining us here this evening.